Hello and welcome to this fun-filled stability ball Pilates program. The one for Pilates is usually a little smaller than the standard fitness stability balls. Also a mat, a towel, and using the stability ball is one of my favorite ways to find muscles that you never knew you had before. It really allows you to hone in on some of these core muscles and even in our legs and hips and glutes. If you can coordinate your stability ball to your outfit, you will get bonus points. Okay, so lying down on your back, we're going to begin with the feet on top of the stability ball in a butterfly position so that the soles of the feet are together. Arms out into a T shape. Just a little warm up here with some rotation in the hips and legs. We're going to push the ball away in that butterfly, rotate into parallel, bend the knees to draw the ball back in again. So rotate externally on the way out and neutral knees bend to bring it back in. We'll do 4 or 5 like that. Then we'll just reverse the direction so that you push out with parallel legs and then externally rotate to draw the ball back in, kind of frog the ball back in, if you will, and neutral push out, frogging back in, neutral push out. Let's rest the calves on top of the ball so the ball is touching the hamstrings here. Your legs are being supported in a tabletop position as we twist side to side. I love doing this twist with the stability ball because it locks the alignment of our lower body in place. And we can feel, or I can feel, a little bit more rotation in the trunk of my body. Twisting side to side, legs supported by the ball, so that the legs are not doing the work. It is the midsection that is twisting the legs and the ball side to side. Let's come back to the center. See if you can pick up the ball with the feet so that one foot is on either side of the ball. And this is one of my favorite knee strengthening exercises. Flex the feet and squeeze the heels into the ball. Inhale to bend the knees and exhale to extend the legs. Notice that the knees stay right on top of the hips the whole time. Arms are just resting by the side and head, neck, and shoulders are down. Inhale, bend, and exhale, extend. We're going to add an ab curl here, hands behind the head, curling up as we keep the legs straight. And every time you curl up, let's squeeze into that stability ball. So we're activating inner thigh muscles, flexing our spine, flexing our abdomen. Lots of things happening here in this seemingly simple move. And let's release. Ball is down onto the floor now, and we're going to have one foot on top of the ball and the other leg straight extension over top of the ball. Hands will stay behind the head here. Bend that knee to pull the ball towards you as you do a single leg stretch motion. Only one foot is connected to the ball, adding the ab curl, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders away from the floor. And then finally, if that wasn't enough, we're going to add a twist to that free leg, the leg that's not touching the ball. We're going to twist every time the knee bends in, we twist towards that knee. Come to center as the ball pulls in, and then twist as you push the ball out. Coordination 101 on that move. Don't worry, we have one more side to figure it out. Switch the foot that is connected to the ball and start to bend and straighten that leg as the ball moves in and out. And your opposite leg is doing the same thing, but at the opposite time, of course. Float the head, neck, and shoulders away from the ground Adding that ab curl, that abdominal flexion, and finally the rotation towards that free-flowing leg. Exhale, when the knee bends in, you're going to twist towards that leg as you push the ball away with the other leg. Use your breath. Exhale, twist. Good, and return to center. Congratulations if you figured that one out. Straightening both legs so that the lower calf muscle and ankle is dropping into the stability ball. We're going to do a straight leg bridge. So use those glutes, squeeze the glutes, keep the core engaged, and lift up with the glutes and low back and middle back as you exhale, and inhale, lower down. Try not to move the stability ball or the head and neck. Exhale to press up and inhale to lower down. See if you can hold up this last time and add little pulses, 1 inch down and 1 inch up. And if you've got a good balance, we can try testing that by reaching the arms up to the ceiling, palms facing in, and trying another round of those straight-legged bridge pulses. Let your shoulder blades anchor down. Woo, and release. Good job. Stretch the arms overhead. We'll keep the legs as they are since they're in this position, heels on top of the stability ball. And let's attempt a teaser. It's tough. It's tough. The higher the legs and feet are, the harder it is. So you might need to push your ball farther away from you so your feet drop a little lower. And I'm going to move the towel just at my low back for a little extra support so I can find more rounding in my low back. My low back loves to arch. It doesn't love to round so much. So this towel just provides a little bit of feedback for my spine. Now, 1 foot on either side, so the legs are on the floor and the stability ball between the inner edge of the foot. Let's try some good old-fashioned roll-ups and roll-downs. You're squeezing into the midline or the stability ball as you roll up, sitting on top of those sitting bones, and then tucking the tailbone, rolling down into your neutral spine. Let's bring the legs back up again and try rolling up with some jazz fingers. It just helps. Great. Take advantage of the stability ball to support our inner thigh stretch here. So hands on top of the ball, push the ball away, allow the chest to fall forward as the legs straddle wide apart here, and then send it over to the side for a breath. So the body is draping over one leg and then the other side. Breathing in. Sitting bones down. And inhale to the center. One last time through the middle just to even it all out. I love using the stability ball to practice my middle splits because it gives a little bit of support, but also allows you to move the position and go a little deeper. Coming onto our side, dropping down to the elbow, let's bring the stability ball between the ankles, toes forward, and a little side body bending here, flexing our side body, lateral flexion, to lift the legs and that stability ball away from the floor and lowering back down. And this is where the smaller ball is going to help. If the ball is too big, your legs are going to be too far apart and this move's going to be hard to find. And little pulses at the top here. I'm pointing the toes and stretching the legs super long and pulsing up, up, up. Enhancing my balance and adding a jazz hand as I reach the top arm up to the ceiling and continue to lift the legs, squeeze the ball, and a jazzy transition up into sitting. We're going to do a mermaid variation. Have the ball on the same side as the legs. One leg folded forward, the other leg folded to the side and back. And then transition the ball side to side as we now move the ball away from the legs and reach away from the legs into a lovely side body stretch. And let's do that whole side lying sequence on side number 2. Come down onto that bottom elbow, position the ball between the feet, flex the feet, have the inner edge of the feet squeezing in, and let's stack the hips. I often see people leaning back to lift the ball higher using their hip flexors and their quadriceps, which is fine. But if we want to use more of our side body and our love handles, then let's keep the hips and shoulders stacked, one on top of the other, like there is a wall behind you. And exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. See if the legs can stay straight, especially that bottom leg. Sometimes we want to bend the bottom knee to help us lift this heavy feeling stability ball. Try with pointed toes and pulsing longer with each pulse. Keep the breath, keep the alignment, stay focused. Option to float that top arm to the sky. Lift the bottom side body from the floor if you can, and continue to lift the legs and the ball. It's a tough one. Woo! And let's come up. And the ball is on the same side as the legs, and we're going to stretch up and over. Breathing in. Let the hand touching the ball push down into the ball. Create some pressure and create some muscle activation with that side body. Switch the ball over to the other side, away from the legs, and now reach out. Careful of your shoulder integrity here, so try to pull the shoulder back into the socket as you stretch out and away from the legs. Breathing in. Great, and release. Coming down into a prone position on your abdominals, stretching the legs as wide as the mat, maybe a little wider, toes softly pointed. We're going to pull those shoulders back into the sockets and come up into swan, hands on top of the ball. Hands can also be on the sides of the ball if on top of the ball is too much for your shoulder. And that will depend again on your shoulders and the size of your stability ball. So the ball is going to move towards you as you peel your upper middle spine away from the mat, and then lengthen, push the ball away and pull some length out of the vertebrae as you lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale at the top, exhale to lower, inhale at the bottom. Option to add the look over one shoulder at the top of the move. Keep that neck nice and free and not stuck in one place. And returning back down again. Now holding the sides of the ball, little bend in the elbows if you need to, or arms straight if you can. Let's try engaging the glutes to lift the legs, finding some shoulder strength to lift the ball and the arms, and finding a back body bend at the top of the move. Exhale to lift. Inhale with control, we return to the ground. Let's stretch that out into a child's pose, sitting back to the heels, hands on top of the ball, just to generate a deeper stretch in our shoulders and chest. And just like our inner thigh straddle, we'll take the ball over to one side, getting into our side body, and then the other side for a breath. Evening it out, Once more in the middle. Bring the ball underneath us so that our knees and our quadriceps are in contact with the stability ball, and we're in a plank position, perfect for some Pilates push-ups. My favorite way to do the push-up. Inhale to bend and exhale to push. And now at the top, we're going to add a little knee bend. So 3 push-ups. And then at the top, we're going to bend the knees, pull the ball in just a little, return to your perfect plank position, and try 3 more push-ups. Chin nod is really good for this position so that our head is not falling forward out of alignment. Last time, 3 push-ups. The farther you walk away from the ball, the more challenging it is to maintain this plank position. And see if the last time you can pike in with straight legs so that the ball rolls through the shins towards the ankles. And then walking the hands back, bringing the feet to the ground. Let's do a stability ball supported downward dog. Hands on top of the ball, hips high to the sky, feet mat width apart, and bending one knee then the other. Dropping chest. Feel the length and the stretch in the spine. Shake out the head and neck if you need to. Release the neck a little more. Send it over to one side. Try to keep both feet, both heels heavy. Then the other side. Breathe in. Return to the middle. Deeper breath. And almost there. Grand finale move. So we're going to sit on the ball and then bring the hands behind us, fingers open to the side, or you could have fingers facing forward. And this is a little scary. This is where the size of your stability ball may matter. One leg up into tabletop, then the other. Boldly and confidently, your pelvis has to be so stabilized so that the ball stays still and in one place underneath you. And stretch one leg straight, bend the other knee in. Our single leg stretch here. I've got soft elbows, lifted chest. And if you can, we're going to graduate into a bicycle leg motion. Lots of strength and balance and focus required for this. Let's try reversing the bicycle legs with flexed feet. How high to the sky and low to the ground can those legs simultaneously be? Happy thoughts, positivity, and I really love doing this supported back bend on the stability ball. So just reaching arms overhead. You can keep the knees bent, but I really love the stretch in the hip flexors. So feel free to stretch out those legs wider than your mat so you feel a little bit steadier in this position. I'm doing some angel arms for the chest and shoulder opener, sweeping the arms down by the side and up and overhead. I love how this feels in my body, being upside down and having this back bend are 2 things that we don't really do naturally or functionally in our everyday lives. So it's nice to bring our body into these positions when we can, because they can. Hands behind the head, support your neck as you come right back up, sitting on top of the stability ball. The closer the legs are together, the more challenging. I have the legs about hip width apart here. And we're just going to finish with a little twisting trunk rotation action. I like the 3 pulses, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, tall to center, and exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, tall to center. Thumbs up, different rotation. Holding the arms and the shoulders. Legs are still and hips are just as still as they were in that last exercise. It's easier for the hips to want to move here, but try to resist that motion. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release down. Big congratulatory breaths in and long victorious exhales out. You are a champion, a superhero. That was a tough workout. Stability ball always kicks up the challenge a notch. So good job, everybody. Good work. You did it. Stick with it. Until next time.